A little while ago, we took this Chromebook and installed a custom firmware on it, which allowed us to install Linux and basically use it as a normal computer without Chrome OS. And someone commented on that video saying something to the effect of, great, you took a rubbish computer and made it into a rubbish computer running Linux. They're not wrong. This thing is terrible. And I would point blank never recommend anyone buys this thing. I'm not sure I'd even recommend anyone buys a Chromebook, but specifically this one is absolutely terrible, especially when you can pick up a MacBook Air for less than £100. This is a mid-2013 MacBook Air. You can get these on eBay for less than £100. I've seen them going for about 70 on auction. And honestly, I think that's an absolute steal. If you're looking for a laptop for less than £100, I don't think you can do any better than a 2013, 2014 MacBook Air. And today we're going to dive into it and see why this really does give you a lot of computing power for very little money, and is certainly a much better value than this thing, which according to Samsung RRPs for about £300. I got it for free, and frankly, even then it feels too expensive. So to remind you a little bit about the Chromebook, this is the 14-inch Samsung Chromebook Go. It has the Intel Celeron N4500 CPU, which is a 2-core 2-thread CPU. It has 4 GB of RAM and a 64 GB eMMC storage, which is like the poor rubbish version of an SSD. It weighs about 1.4 kilograms and at its thickest is about 15.9 millimeters. So, you know, it's quite thin. It's fairly lightweight, but frankly, that's the only thing going for it. The actual computer in here is absolute garbage. And we've looked at these a couple of videos now, and genuinely, even when Samsung are giving them away with a phone or whatever else offer they have, these I think are still a terrible computer and you're not going to want to use one. But I appreciate there are a lot of people out there that just need a computer and need something that is pretty cheap, but is going to allow them to get online and is going to allow them to do things. And this is where I really think this shines. Like I mentioned, technically the Chromebook RRP is at about £300. Frankly, you can find Chromebooks of the similar kind of spec for about £150 new. And even then, like I say, too much money. But that's what you're going to kind of be looking at. If you're looking at a Chromebook around the £150 mark that is an Intel CPU, it's probably going to have similar specs to that. This, on the other hand, is, like I said, MacBook Air from 2013. This has an Intel i7 CPU in it, which is a dual core, but most importantly, hyper-threaded, so it has 4 threads. This model also has 8 GB of RAM, and that's important. When you're looking for these online, there are a lot of 4 GB ones floating about as well from this time period. I would definitely try and find one with 8 GB. That's going to give you a much better experience. And again, there are a lot of them about. It also has a 256 GB SSD, an actual SSD, so pretty good from that spec wise. It weighs about 1.3 kilos, so it's a little bit lighter. And technically at its thickest point, it is a bit thicker at 17 millimeters, but it has that tapered design. So at this end, it's very, very thin. It definitely gives the illusion of it being a much thinner computer. And one of the reasons why these are such good value is just because they sold so incredibly well for Apple. They were everywhere. Everyone had one. If you wanted a Apple laptop and you didn't want to spend the absolute earth, you were going to pick up a MacBook Air. And this particular design kind of lasted for about 5 years. So there are all sorts of versions on the market, all very similar. And like I say, if you're going to buy one, my general advice would be to try and find an 8 GB model, because the RAM in these are not upgradable. And like I got this one at about £70, and the only thing really wrong with it is its battery life is a bit rubbish. It still works, but I probably only get about an hour's battery life out of it. Having said that, iFixit do a battery replacement for this. This is a model that still has a screwed in battery, it's not stuck down, so a battery replacement is actually pretty easy and costs around £70 itself. So I could get a brand new battery in this and it would still be cheaper than this thing. Enough about talking about this, let's get into some actual statistics and actual proof that this is not a bad machine. First thing that has a lot going for it is the fact that because it's an Intel Mac, you have complete choice of what operating systems you want to install. You can install and keep macOS. Yes, the versions that are supported are now very dated. You could choose to use something like OpenCore to install a newer version of macOS. Otherwise, you can install Windows quite happily on these Macs. Or if you're like me, you can also very easily install Linux. So I went ahead and just installed full Ubuntu on this. The Chromebook is running Xubuntu, so it felt like a decent comparison. And I just trust the MacBook to be able to run full Ubuntu a bit better than the Chromebook. And in terms of installing Linux, very straightforward. No problems there at all. It really is very smooth sailing on this kind of era of Apple computer. The only thing that didn't work out of the box was the Wi-Fi, which is kind of a known thing. It needs different Wi-Fi drivers. So I installed the Broadcom package that was required. And then I did notice that the Wi-Fi was quite unstable. So I had to actually set in the network manager configuration, I had to set the power save to level 2 instead of level 3. I think basically it was being too aggressive with the power saving and that was causing it to switch off and disconnect the Wi-Fi. But that's all I had to do. Everything else was working out of the box and it was ready to go. So naturally, the first thing we did once we did get all set up is run some Geekbench scores. Now, the Chromebook, which we ran previously, got a single core score of 516 and a multi-core score of 911, which again, it's a dual core CPU, only 2 threads. Whereas the MacBook Air scored a single core score of 642 and a multi-score of 2041. So if you're doing any kind of multitasking, the MacBook Air is going to be way better for that, because not only is it single core a little bit better, and bearing in mind this is a CPU from 12 years ago, it's still doing a little bit better job than that poor little Celeron. But because you've got that multi-threaded dual core CPU and you've got those 4 threads, yeah, any multitasking, any multi-core work is going to go way quicker on that MacBook. Also just kind of checked the web score using the browser bench speedometer, and found that the Chromebook's got a score of 6.93 and the MacBook Air got a score of 9.63. What that means is just generally web browsing is going to be a better experience on the MacBook, and I can certainly ascertain to that just from generally using it. Is way smoother. Web pages kind of load as you would expect them. There's no real issue there as long as you're not doing too many things at once. And another thing, of course, we like to do on the channel is game, and why not? I mean, without a doubt, this MacBook and this Chromebook, neither of these things are designed for gaming at all. However, nonetheless, you are going to be able to play some games. Some older titles like Half-Life 2 run pretty all right. There's definitely some hitching and it's not the most smooth experience. You probably have better experience actually if you installed Windows on here if you were planning to do any gaming. So yeah, you can do it. You can do a little bit of gaming if you wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it. And things like Vulkan support isn't really there, at least not under Linux. So newer titles like Doom Eternal they're not going to run at all. So yeah, I would say if you're planning to game, it's probably worth checking out Windows on these old Macs. Crucially, the kind of thing that someone is going to do with a computer that's under £100 is things like video playback. And without a doubt, YouTube is super buttery smooth at 1080p. It runs without a problem at all. So definitely going to be able to just watch YouTube, watch different videos, browse the web normally. All those kind of day-to-day tasks you're going to be able to do on the MacBook Air without an issue. Whereas I definitely found with the Chromebook, some of those just basic tasks really stuttered, slowed down, and had a lot of issue. So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, There isn't too much I can give in terms of proper benchmarking here, but I just can without doubt say that between these two devices, I definitely know which one I would want to use, and that is the MacBook Air. So if you are looking for a computer that is less than £100, I would definitely check the secondhand market for MacBook Airs. They are a really good value for money in terms of the amount of computer you're going to get, the build quality. That's the other thing. You know, this is metal, aluminium. This is all plastic. It's much more hard-wearing. It's much kind of just, I think, quite iconic in its design. It's nice. You've got a good selection of ports. This particular one has 2 USBs, a Thunderbolt, and an SD card slot. So yeah, I think all in all, if you're looking for a super low cost budget computer, check out the MacBook Air as an option that is going to be able to still do modern day tasks, but not cost the earth. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think it was just kind of a little bit of an interesting look at low budget Linux options. And I will actually be probably getting rid of this Chromebook and putting it on eBay because it's kind of useless to me, especially now that I have this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button and subscribe. We have some lofty goals this year to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I would love for you to join me on that journey. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.